Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'll be delving into the matter about the handshake between President William Ruto and Azimio leader Raila Odinga. So first, we should look at what's been happening in the last few days. We've had the US Senator Chris Coons coming into the country and meeting Raila Odinga, and they had a discussion, after which they took photos. So Chris Coons has a history of coming to Kenya during times of conflict. In 2018, he was part of the team that led to the handshake between former President Uhuru Kenyatta and the Azimio leader Raila Odinga. So Chris Coons, let's look at a brief history of Chris Coons. Chris Coons is currently serving as the Senator of Delaware in the United States of America. He has been serving there since 2010 when he was first elected. And Chris Coons is known to be a very close ally of the United States President Joe Biden. Chris Coons has been in Kenya many times before. During his younger days, he came to Kenya as a relief aid worker, where he stayed in Kenya for a couple of years, working with marginalized communities. So Chris Coons understands the country very well. He understands the Kenyan political scene very well. He understands the Kenyan government very well. And why is Kenya so important to the United States of America? We should look at Kenya as being a very close ally of the US, because Kenya is of very strategic importance to the United States of America. Kenya is used as a base for the United States Army so that it can deploy its forces to different countries around the region. For example, in Somalia, where we've been having a civil war over the last 30 years. So Kenya is of very important strategic value to the United States of America. And also, Kenya, so they cannot allow Kenya to go down the drain as they watch. They will try all they can to ensure Kenya remains stable. And that is why the US President Joe Biden has sent Chris Coons to the country to ensure that a handshake is there between the President William Ruto and the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Chris Coons has been a close ally of Raila Odinga. It should be remembered during the national breakfast in 2018, whereby he was invited to the country by former President Uhuru Kenyatta, and he made the current President William Ruto shake hands and even hug with the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. And he also encouraged Kenyans to remain a united country and not allow political divisions cause hatred among the citizens. So all along, he has been a proponent of the handshake, and he will try all he can to ensure that the two leaders, that is President William Ruto and the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, enter into some form of agreement so that to ensure that there are no more protests in the country, because we've seen a lot of mandamano in the country, and these mandamanos have led to a lot of lives being lost and also destruction of property. This is destabilizing the Kenyan economy at a time whereby Kenya is facing a lot of challenges, especially economically. It should be remembered that Kenya currently has a debt crisis. The Kenyan government under former President Uhuru Kenyatta went to heavy borrowing. So Kenya has a lot of debt, and most of the debt is due 2023, 2024. So anything that disrupts the Kenyan economy now will be very disastrous. Therefore, an amicable solution should be reached between the two leaders, that is President William Ruto and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. So the talks are now ongoing. A team must be constituted, 5 members from Azimio, 5 members from Kenya Kwanza Alliance, and they are currently meeting at the Bomas of Kenya, so they can come up with ways so they can